Hi, I'm Richard Caddy from the NHS Clinical Commissioning Groups in Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent. My guest today is Nigel Williams. Nigel has spent the last week setting up two brand new COVID-19 testing stations at local football clubs, one at Stoke City's Bet365 Stadium, the other at Burton Albion's Pirelli Stadium. Nigel, how's this process gone?
How has it gone? Very quickly is the best way to explain it.
So, Nigel, as I understand it, you've got a nursing background. So COVID-19 really has taken everybody out of their comfort zone and turned their world upside down, really, hasn't it?
Very much so. And some of the people that we are seeing, are quite worried about what's going on, and we see them at the testing stations when they've obviously got some symptoms and they're feeling quite vulnerable, quite low. And, I think basically out there, the public are quite fearful. But at the end of the day, I think what we're doing now with social distancing, with being restricted on our movements, I think that's really helping because then people feel like, they are doing something as well, being able to keep themselves safe.
Do you want to talk us through some of the logistics about setting up the station?
Yeah. So after the phone call on Monday, we got invited to both football clubs on Tuesday to come and look at the site. Both football clubs offered us a car park, west one at Stoke and the rear car park at Burton Albion. We had a look at them with some logistics officers from the British Army. Had a look, saw they were suitable and started planning from there, really. So working with Staff's Fire and Rescue as part of our integrated kind of leaders for the economy.
So this is because of major incidents being declared, isn't it? So that really does ramp things up and into a real multi-agency operation, including everybody, including the military.
Yeah. So really, from the inception, we had people from Staff's Fire and Rescue, local authority, the military, obviously the NHS, and then our football clubs all involved at the very beginning, looking at kind of how we would get this going in such a short turnaround. So we had a week to do it, basically.
And we've got lots of different cultures there, haven't we? How has everybody played nicely? Has everybody got along?
Fabulous. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I could not have done it without my partners. Between me and Staff's Fire and Rescue, looking at who we can call, who we can basically ask to help us. From the Army, looking at the logistics and looking at kind of what we need on site, how we will move that around and how we would make the sites work. And then the local authority really lifting up that red tape aspect, kind of making sure that we've got everything ready for things like permits and planning and all the rest of the things that come along with building a site up at pace. Massive learning curve because I'm a nurse by background. This is not my day job. So without them local partners, we would not have accomplished what we needed to accomplish.
And presumably you've had to draw in contractors and suppliers from all over the place for things like fencing and marquees, I think you mentioned as well.
Yeah. So we had some local companies who really stepped up to the mark for us, from Jackson Marquees over in New Toxteth, who basically they delivered us some drive-through marquees so we could protect our patients and staff from the elements, and also to give them a bit of privacy. And then thinking of privacy as well, both sites we had screen fencing on. For the Stoke site, because of its location, we needed some more, shall we say, specialist type of fencing that would withstand winds of up to 100 miles an hour. I'm very reliably informed, from steel shield over towards on the border of Uttoxeter and Derby. And then basically the local fire brigade rallied around and got together a load of fencing for Burton as well, which with the highways guys that we've had on site from RH traffic management, they came. Between them both, they've secured us some screen fencing for Burton as well. So it's been a real community business effort working alongside all our partners within this.
So I think we just need to make it clear who can and who can't be tested at these sites, don't we?
Yeah, so who can't be tested at the moment is general public or people without an appointment. So how it works is we are testing key workers. So key workers can be from NHS staff, care homes, local authority social service staff, and also our colleagues in fire and rescue and the police force. And there's a list of what we would term as essential key workers for this. They've had communication sent out to them. And then what they would do then is anybody who they feel needed testing, they can then communicate that person to us. Our staff then would give them a ring, make sure that they are eligible, and then book them for an appointment here on site at either Stoke or Burton, whichever their preference is.
Okay, so that's important, isn't it? Because really the priority here is getting frontline workers who are self-isolating because they are symptomatic, or they live with somebody who's symptomatic, back to the front line if they haven't got COVID. How well is it running?
Very well. I think without the support of Burton Albion Football Club, their stewards, and obviously their management, and the same with Stoke City Football Club with their stewards and their security guys on site, I don't think it would have run as well as it has, and it's ran exactly how we planned it, which is really, really good. A couple of tweaks here and there, which always happens, but actually over this period, it's gone very, very well. And on the whole, people are keeping away from the sites, and that's quite important that they, unless they're basically booked in here for testing, then they should be really being away from where we are, so that it allows us to get on with our job, and also gives people the privacy that they need, and people are getting the right testing that they need.
And I think we've got to acknowledge here, haven't we, that most of the testing stations around the country are being set up at sporting venues, and what makes them great for us is a real issue for them because there is no sport, so they're experiencing really difficult times at the moment.
Yeah, they are. And I think the way that they've responded to our call has been phenomenal. And I can't thank them enough, because although there's nothing going on here, their staff are still volunteering and in their own time to come down and support us to be able to deliver efficient and safe testing centres for key workers.
Yeah, so I think that's just a huge thank you to everyone, and thank you to Nigel and your colleagues from the NHS and elsewhere for pulling this all together so quickly.
Oh no! I can only say thank you to the partners and the businesses with it that have supported us, because without them, we would not have accomplished this. I really take my hat off to them, how they've reacted. We went from a car park to fully established, set up testing centres in 18 hours from Friday to Saturday, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows it's incredible what can be done when people really pull together like this. Finally, Nigel, could you just tell us one more time who can use these sites? So
it's NHS staff, obviously, who are working on that front line and doing that face-to-face contact with our patients. Then it's anybody within the social care sector who are face-to-face with patients or residents or care people they're caring for. So they would then also be included in this, and our local authority partners are sending out the communications on our behalf. And then you've got police, fire and rescue, who are really looking, they're the people then who are kind of keeping us all safe while all this is going on around us.
So it's really those who are frontline in health, care and keeping community safe, basically.
They are, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, Nigel, thanks a lot. Really appreciate this conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much, and thank you for talking to me.